Good morning, coffee moaners.
Good morning, coffee moaners. Who's here for a moan? Put your hand up. Who needs to have a moan? Put your hand up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's all have a moan.
Let's have a moan together. It's crazy out there. There's no two ways about it. It is batshit fucking crazy. And when you think that we all met, really, those that regulars, like in the pandemic, in a batshit crazy moment, have you imagined that at some point there would be getting back to normal, inverted commas, for people on podcast. You can join us on YouTube as well. And yet here we are.
What is normal? Do you think there will be ever a moment of, do we want normal? What was normal?
Oh, I just want when there was cover-ups and everything, before we had maniacs. I preferred cover-ups. The maniacs just talking constantly all through the night on social media.
Do you feel like now the genie's out? There's no way of putting it back in?
We can't go back. Exactly.
We can't unsee what we've seen. We
Can't
can't trust those we can't trust.
No.
We can't see.
We can never reverse.
Blind.
There's no reverse in here.
3-point turn.
Nothing.
Anyway, welcome. If you're listening on podcast, obviously we're over on YouTube. You can come over here and watch us. And obviously we're coming off the back of a weekend that was Mother's Day. I know a difficult time for many, a joyful time for others. And we're also coming hot off the back late. Well, only about 7 hours ago, I was live talking through the winners, the riders of the Oscars. And I have to confess, we have got some clips from it. I think it was perhaps one of the most boring Oscars I've ever witnessed. And it was frustrating because it was at a time that we could watch it and share with you.
Is that partly because there is so much that one is not allowed to say anymore, that everyone has just vanillaed themselves out into nothingness?
I preferred it back in the day when they'd read the wrong winner.
And people would get drunk.
Would get slapped by, I mean, Will Smith made it exciting.
No, don't. That was not a good thing. That was a very bad.
Michael B. Jordan,
I think that's why everyone's complained about being so well behaved.
Michael B. Jordan referenced Will Smith in his list of obviously prior black actors who had come before him, obviously in terms of the journey of Michael B. Jordan being an Oscar winner. It was sensational.
So we're also going to be talking about the fact that Trump has threatened NATO.
And I think this is a major escalatory thing. I think this is more significant than perhaps even necessarily Nadia does, but
we'll tell them about our conversation this morning when I get down.
Coffeegate.
Is Netanyahu dead? Is he not dead? Discussion, because let's face it, in a very dark, cold, miserable world, all the discussion on social media over these different reels has been quite entertaining. Yes. It? So we're going to do a bit on that.
Oh, don't tell me, because Keir Starmer doing a press conference now.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Is he going to be crystal fucking clear? God help us all. Bob Vylan. We want to have a good old chat about Bob Vylan. He has been chanting again.
He's been chanting in inverted commas. This is his chant: "Death, death to the IDF."
Yes, and we have the facts on this and why he felt very comfortable to say that again. Also, we're going to talk a bit about Hind Rajab, the film, the Palestinian film that did make it to the Oscars but didn't win, and the significance of that. What else? BARDEM'S protest. Was there just one actor that was able to say something?
Yes.
Political? Was he the only one?
Yeah, I've also got a soundbite by the director of The Voice of Hind Rajab. It was very disappointing that it didn't win the best international picture, though. I mean,
but it brought attention.
But as Maddie said this morning, she was surprised it was even nominated.
Oh, I just couldn't believe it was nominated.
No.
Not in such a Zionist world as Hollywood.
No, and it looks like the campaign, and there was a campaign in Hollywood to make sure it didn't win.
Yeah, of course there will be. Of course there will be. Of course there will be.
Because Zionists can't let anyone articulate themselves for themselves. Zionists will not let anyone be anti them. You're not allowed an opinion. You're not allowed.
Well, I don't think it's anti them. I think if you shoot 335 bullets into a car with a child in, I think we're anti the brutal slaughter. This was just one child to show us about to highlight the thousands upon thousands of children that have been slaughtered in Gaza and now being slaughtered in Iran, Lebanon, Syria. Congo, Sudan.
So let's start, shall we, with Coffeegate. Let's start with Netanyahu and Coffeegate. Now, over the weekend or on Saturday morning, I talked about the fact that, you know, some were suggesting that perhaps Netanyahu was dead, or that more worryingly still, that he was perhaps the devil, because in an AI posting, it looked like on some shots, not all, that he had 6 fingers. It could have been just a lag. Anyway, there was a lot of very funny memes have been going around of him with this fee. But the big thing that has been kind of, you know, flushing around is the idea that he might be. Do you think he's dead, Nat? Did you, before he uploaded, or someone uploaded him in a coffee shop in Jerusalem, did you think he was dead?
Well, no, I hadn't thought about it at all. But then, because these people protect themselves like you wouldn't believe, like Trump. Because don't forget, they see themselves as gods. Netanyahu, Trump,
right.
Putin, these insane dictators see themselves as gods and put an iron ring of protection around themselves. So no, I didn't think he was dead. But then I started to get a little bit suspicious, because he loves to stand on a podium, doesn't he, and tell us how incredible he is, and talk about his dreams for the last 40 years, and
the Messiah.
Yes, and likes to tell us how he's going to be on a board of peace. He loves to instruct the world on his brilliance. And I suddenly thought, oh God, he hasn't instructed us on his brilliance for ages.
No.
So maybe he is. And then, of course, all these memes and everything that have been very funny.
Well, I mean, yeah, very funny.
We haven't showed the one with
No, unfortunately, I didn't pull that in, because I have got it somewhere. It's so fucking hysterical. The images are so ridiculous.
So I think most of you will have seen the first reel, where there was all this discussion as to whether it was AI or not, because of this 6-finger thing. And then people had taken the video and put feet on.
It was so funny.
So nothing funny to discuss here. Was really. Well, I think we both shared it with each other at the same time.
God, it's pretty loud. Sorry. But I didn't think he was dead. I just think, like you say, Michu, I just think he was just dodging missiles.
Yeah, just
I
very
think
protective.
He's just avoiding them. So anyway, they uploaded this, or he uploaded this, or his office uploaded this onto his X account over the weekend, and this made people think he's definitely dead.
Well, this was at the point when I said, oh God, he is then, because that's AI, because it looked so AI.
Yeah, so check this out.
מה שאלת אותי?
ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת?
אני מת על קפה, אתה יודע מה? אני מת על העם שלי. איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי. אתה רוצה לספור את מספר אצבעות?
אתה יכול להראות לנו?
פה. ראית?
יפה מאוד.
לחיים.
אני חושב של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים?
לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד מרחב מוגן. והעמידה שלכם היא מדהימה, נותנת כוח לי, לממשלה, לצה"ל, למוסד. אנחנו עושים דברים שאני לא יכול לשתף ברגע זה, אבל עושים דברים מכים באיראן חזק מאוד, גם ביום הזה, גם בלבנון, ממשיכים. אתם אומרים לי להמשיך? אני אומר לכולכם, גם אתם תמשיכו. תמשיכו להישמע להוראות פיקוד העורף, כל הזמן, להישמע להוראות פיקוד העורף, וגם לראשי הערים, להיות תמיד ליד מרחב מוגן. אנחנו נקל ככל שהדבר ניתן. ותודה לך על הקפה, הוא מצוין. אני לא יודע לגבי הקלוריות, זה נראה לי מסוכן מאוד.
Nothing for civilians, nothing. You know what? He is so AI in himself.
Yeah, I was about
That's
to say
the
that
thing.
he's
He
robotic.
looks more AI than AI.
I've also
he
noticed...
smiles as he talks about there is a slaughter going on in Lebanon.
He gets dewy-eyed about it.
And just
I
like...
didn't say dewy-eyed.
Dewy-eyed. All dewy-eyed.
And
he gets... And he, he sort of tilts his head in this sort of avuncular way and does this like half smile.
Coquettish.
You're talking about slaughtering innocent civilians, displacing millions upon millions of people. But hey, the coffee here is great. But anyway, the sleuths went to work, didn't they?
Well, the sleuths have gone to work, and lots of sleuths have suggested that here's the most telling fact of all. The cafe in which he is allegedly having a coffee is in Jerusalem, and has been shut, allegedly, ever since Iran started, or closed down ever since Iran started bombing. Now, that doesn't mean he couldn't have been flown in. They could have set it up. It could have been filmed. But, you know, so many other details, like the coffee doesn't shake. When he takes a sip, nothing moves. There's kind of breakdown around his forehead. But again, that can be used. Well, no, you know, digital feedback and digital breakdown, which I've looked at it. I've never looked at a hairline in such astonishing detail in my life before. But I'm agnostic.
There was a point yesterday where we were pretty damn sure that that was an AI video. 100%. The family were here. We're all looking at it. 100%. You know, oh, the Jerusalem cafe is closed. Oh, you know, he looks like he's taken a big sip and then he's put it down and it's full. All these things. But then Richard Medhurst, who's a journalist.
I saw this.
I read his post and he said, right, I've really looked into this.
He zooms in on the
He said, I've downloaded it into 4K. Now, a lot of people aren't watching this in 4K, which gives like, and he also said, you know, he goes to take a drink of coffee, but you know what it's like when you're like acting and then the coffee is really hot.
Yeah, I think it's like
he acted it and then he put it down.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I kind of went with that in the end. I think that was true.
Okay, well, I've got another clip to show you.
Okay.
Which might reveal the extent to which, hang on, but this is important.
We just thought we'd get some ideas of what other people are saying about that video. What did anybody else think that was AI? Was there
YouTube, online compression codecs smooth out video by a great deal. Also now AI codecs are used. I'm sure you know what.
I mean, it did say that ChatGPT had said it was 98% chance AI.
Again, but these are people just posting that they've said that.
Yes,
you don't know.
We don't know if it's true.
His Zion Force 1 is still in Berlin. That's his plane, isn't it?
Oh,
that's his giant plane that he flies around the world hiding from everyone. You know, because he's such a fucking bold, brave man. Well, I think let me just show this clip. This clip,
that's interesting. What Michu says, downloading in 4K doesn't mean anything because it's not the original.
Exactly.
So that why do you always tell me to download in 4K? Then?
Well, no. I say to shoot in 4K.
Oh,
or download.
I've been downloading in 4K.
Yeah, but if you download in 4K on edit, it's because you've potentially shot at 4K.
Oh.
He's Michu's absolutely right. Just because you download in 4K, you can only download the original clip. Is as large and as detailed as it is. You can't make it any more detailed.
Just check if that's.
But I really do want to show this because it continues the conversation. No, but it feeds into the conversation.
Right.
And I think people will have more of a sense of this. This is how successfully you can, for sure, watch this.
Yeah.
Deepfake it.
Je ne peux pas partager en ce moment, mais nous agissons, nous frappons l'Iran très fort, même aujourd'hui, aussi au Liban, nous continuons. Vous me dites de continuer.
It's quite convincing. And I think that's important. So that was what you just saw there, if you were listening, was Macron's face superimposed over the face of Benjamin Netanyahu. What?
You've been facetious when you said it's quite convincing.
Of course I am.
Oh, right. I thought you meant...
What do you think I've lost my... What's wrong with you? That's when you can be so weird.
Nothing's real and everything's not real.
It's Netanyahu or Macron.
No, I know that, but I thought you meant just in the face looks like it could fit with the body. That's what I meant.
No, but what I'm saying is when you look at that if you didn't know Macron wasn't the head of Benjamin Netanyahu and you'd come from another planet, you could be forgiven.
Pas partager en ce moment, mais nous agissons, nous frappons l'Iran très fort, même aujourd'hui, aussi au Liban, nous continuons. Vous me dites de continuer.
You think that was his head on his body? Because I don't. Absolutely don't. So my question was right. You just didn't understand it.
No, you know it's not his head on his body. That's why you're convinced it's not his head.
He's got a ready brick glow around his head. It looks like a really
so
bad
has
green.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, it looks like a green.
ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת.
Look at the face. Oh, and I'll tell you what I noticed from the clip with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right.
Listen to this.
Yes, I've got to find
He's
this.
one of those fucking annoying people that when you talk to him at a party with vol-au-vents, he keeps edging nearer and nearer towards you.
And you're trying to avoid his bad
You're
breath.
stepping back, but he keeps edging forward because that's his form of control. He just has to invade your space, which, let's face it, Netanyahu, phone down.
Sorry.
Netanyahu is incredibly good. It's really weird because sometimes I'll subclip this and then you're sat there.
No, because I'm trying to find this. Sorry.
No, that's all right. No, it's a Richard Medhurst's thing. Yeah, he downloads the video in 4K, but you can't improve the original clip.
Yeah, but that's interesting that he said that. I downloaded that in 4K because so I suppose he's saying that it must have been filmed in 4K as well.
Maybe, but I mean, what he has said, which is kind of significant, is he's homed in on the date on the cash register. and the date on this is Richard Medhurst,
Yeah.
and the date on the cash register says 15th of the 3rd, 2026.
No, but if
What
you
is-
are
what
going
is
to the trouble of
contentious here?
making an AI video, you're going to make sure dates and things show like that.
Yeah, I think and that's what I'm trying to say. I think he's, whether we like it or not, Coffeegate, he's there. This is real. I think they filmed it, and I think it's real. I don't think it's deep fake. I think he's in the coffee shop. I think they probably opened it. It probably is closed. It's not hard to make a coffee shop look busy for a moment. It's propaganda. The only thing that isn't real in that is, where are his feet for hands and his 87 fingers?
What do you think, guys?
Weirdly, in the art world, one of the all-time hardest things to draw are the fingers. I wonder if AI also fucks it up. It's just funny
that is funny.
The fingers look fucking weird when holding the cup, says Mistress Francis. Should we kill the audio?
Let's have a look at the fingers when he's holding the cup.
Let's keep it playing. Spirits are electronic, magnetic. Oh, let me move that. You can't see his hand. Look, let's see. It's wibble wobble. I mean, he's got quite a steady hand. I mean, it's showing his fingers.
I think most dictators just have horrible fingers.
He's always wearing a bomber jacket, isn't he? He's look, he's edging nearer to you.
Yeah,
Get away from me.
Get away.
Get away from me.
Give him the vol-au-vents.
Just let
Put
him have
some
the
distance.
vol-au-vents.
Put some vol-au-vents in between us.
Oh God, he's annoying.
Anyway.
What a repulsive man. Anyway, so obviously Macron wasn't there. Let me just play this clip. This guy's always funny.
Netanyahu has published this new video, evidently, of him ordering some coffee. And evidently this is in Jerusalem somewhere. And I think it's called the Mevareset section or whatever. Now, here's the thing, man. This is a busy section, allegedly, in Jerusalem, right? Lots of shops, restaurants, all sorts of stuff like this, right? Yet when you do a search on TikTok or on Instagram, there are literally 0 videos that pop up except this one that was promoted. They're like, none of the workers decided to take a selfie, decided to make a comment about this, about their, oh, look, Netanyahu's alive and here he is at my coffee shop, or, hey, I'm walking down the street and look who I saw, right? Nobody. There's not one here. I'll show you right now. There are literally no videos that are popping up. Wow. No way. Come on. Give me a fucking break, man. The dude's dead.
Oh, God. But the other thing is, there is an absolute blackout on posting anything about anything in Israel, isn't there?
Yes. No, there is. I mean, and you can spend time in jail. I mean, they talk about the UAE being restrictive, but in I think an Indian reporter or an Indian journalist in Tel Aviv or somewhere in Israel showed evidence of the bombing of Netanyahu's holiday home or something. I think he's been arrested. It's quite staggering. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff online. Just in, Anthony Graffeo saying Sataf is only one coffee shop in Jerusalem currently closed due to Iranian strikes. So where Netanyahu drank this coffee? So where did Netanyahu drink this coffee? Lots of people speculating Benjamin Netanyahu found alive at 76 by Rogue DNC. So I mean, literally just last night, everyone is. Yeah. It's trending absolutely everywhere. But he's still got feet for hands. That's all I can say. So Trump threatening NATO. I think this is significant. Trump threatens NATO allies refusing to send warships to the Straits of Hormuz. Iran warns Britain, stay out of the Strait of Hormuz right now. Keir Starmer's like, what the hell do I do? Who are my crystal?
Do I stay in or do I go out?
Should I stay or should I go?
Now? I don't know how to be crystal clear on this one.
Should I stay or should I go now? So he doesn't know whether to put his foot in, put his foot out. What's it called? Shake it all about, all that kind of stuff. So do the okey-dokey and you shirt around. That's what it's all about. So Trump warns NATO faces a very bad future.
Oh God, he's got all his vocab out. Is he putting in very bad?
Not just bad, but very bad future if allies do not help in Iran. Starmer resists President. I don't think Starmer has resisted his call to send warships. I think Starmer is like this.
No, to be fair to Starmer, He has
Hang on.
utterly resisted.
No,
He's not sending warships in.
He is petrified into immobility. He's
Right.
paralyzed with fear.
Good.
The only reason,
Good.
the only way you could argue that Starmer has not acquiesced as much as we'd like him to do is because he doesn't know what to do.
Well, I don't care what the reason is. I don't want our warships going to fight this war.
We don't have
that
any
Trump has
warships,
kicked-
Nats. We can't wrangle any. They're all shit.
Oh, right. Oh, is that why we're not going?
I think we've got 3.
We've got big ships. I've been on one.
I think that one's been
Oh no, I've been on
deactivated.
that big ship.
It's
It's
been
bloody
deactivated.
awful. I
Babe,
don't know how
we
they.
can't get any ships there.
I mean, I know when we just go, oh, that American Navy that have been out there for 9 months. It is unimaginable being out there for 9 months.
The elephant in the room,
We
which
haven't
no
got
one's
ship.
talking about, is we can't get a fucking ship down there.
Oh.
Our ships are shit.
So why is Trump asking us to give a ship?
Because he knows we can't do it. Because I think this is a real escalation. He is a toddler. He is vengeful of everyone apart from whoever allegedly shot his ear off.
Because I came down this morning, I said to Mark, wow, this is good, isn't it? Trump is absolutely desperate because I listened to his speech. To me, it came across like he was begging for other countries to help.
No.
They might help, they didn't help, they could help. And then Japan, Australia, the UK.
But you saw it as a sign
China.
of him in desperate straits.
Yes, because I'm very clever, because he keeps saying how fantastic it is and he's won the war and they're just doing so brilliantly and nobody is as incredible as them. And now he's asking every single country.
He is not desperate in that way. He's miscalculated. He's bitten off more than he can chew.
That's
it's
quite
not,
desperate.
No. But he is so full of hubris and arrogance. He's not desperate. What he's doing is he's finding the scapegoats already.
For why the war didn't come out the way he wanted
and the
it to.
scapegoats for why oil prices are going to go through the roof, for the reason why Americans are going to pay through their fucking nose, even though they produce a lot of oil, for their forecourt oil, for the price of food and imports and everything. He's going to point to NATO countries. He's going to point to the UK specifically. He's already said he doesn't like Starmer. He's a weak man. He's not Churchill. And this has all the makings of him and Putin in a pincer movement. He's also said, we've helped you in Ukraine. Yeah. We came to your help.
Not nearly as much as he likes to say he has, actually.
Well, also he didn't. Biden did.
Yeah.
And this is going to be his rubric. This could be, and I hate to say it, I sometimes wonder whether this could have been the plan all along.
Mark, tell
Nadia.
me. Did I do or did I not say when he was running for this second term, I said, I'm really worried because I understand stupid little boys in the playground, right?
Do you? How come?
I'm really good with children, right?
Yeah.
And I said to you,
yes,
yes, of course, I was worried about Gaza. I knew he was 100% going to do what Israel wanted, all of that. But I said, I know that he is super jealous of Putin. He loves macho, super strong men. Putin is older than him, so he wants to live as long as Putin. He wants to be so tough. He wants land
to ride
way beyond what Israel has. Of course, Israel wants the whole world. And I just said, I think he's going to join up with bloody Putin. And here we are. It bloody feels like that.
He wants to bear back a bear.
Yeah, I think
alongside Putin.
I think he gets really lusty after macho men.
Yeah,
does something to him.
I think the two of
them,
good-looking
man,
yeah,
strong man.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of a
gets
kind of
funny.
kick out of it, doesn't he?
He gets funny.
He gets a demi, Nads. He gets a demi. I think I've got a horrible.
Oh, is he? Putin's younger than Trump. I didn't realize that.
But Putin, when Putin came down those steps, I don't know if you remember when he came to Alaska, literally doing the fast shoe shuffle like Fred Astaire.
So fit.
He was like the alacrity of his feet. I mean, Dino
and the granite of his face and
Yeah.
his body. It's like
even though it's been injected, and Trump was just a flatulent sort of whoopee cushion on the red carpet, wasn't he? Just looking at go.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, but the point being, I think genuinely this if DEFCON 12, do you know what DEFCON 1, 2, or 3 is?
No, but I don't need to.
Okay, it's when nuclear war's about to happen. The things, all the alarm bells need to be going really fast because Starmer's not realizing this, and he's doing some press conference about we guarantee gas prices will be the same. Yeah, if nothing in the rest of the world changes, you total muppet. I'm going to just keep saying nothing because that's crystal clear. I tell you what, Starmer doesn't realise it. A bear trap has been laid for him. And unless he looks or shows willing to help in the Strait of Hormuz, it's curtains,
Well, he's
mate.
sending the RAF to look for mines.
He's sending mine hunting drones.
Yeah, but the thing
where's our Navy?
But we don't. They haven't put any mines in there.
What about all these adverts at the cinema that say, I came from Hull, but I've seen the world in the Navy? What's happened to that? Where are they? Listen. Yeah, go on, babe.
The thing is, they haven't mined it, have they? Because they say, Iran, because they say whoever is against our enemies can use the Strait of Hormuz. China can use it.
China virus.
And now, yes, this speech that he was doing yesterday, he was speaking to China to help him. Oh no, it wasn't a speech; it was in the Guardian, wasn't it? And he was saying they need it very fast. They can't wait for his meeting with China. They have to speak to China today. That's why I think it reeked of desperation. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you.
I don't think it does. I think he's hanging out the rest of the world. I forgot what?
The Guardian article. You said
he's hanging out the rest of the world to dry. This one here, is it? The Trump steps up pressure on European allies?
When he goes on about how we can't wait for China, I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, I think China should help too because China gets 90% of its oil from the Straits. Suggesting that
he's got a meeting.
Would be too late.
No, I need to know before that. I don't know.
No, he's looking for scapegoats. Him and Putin are behind the scenes making huge
amounts
profits
of money
out of the price of oil going up.
They're making so much money.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if they've looked at that. They've strategized the Strait of Hormuz and gone, you know what? Let's fucking let it rot.
Oh my God!
Let it rot, and it will affect everyone else. What do you think, guys? He's trying to. What do you think, guys?
What about Caroline Levitt yesterday was being interviewed by Trump's daughter-in-law. And she said she was saying, she was absolutely disgusted that there was any suggestion that they didn't know exactly what was going to happen with the Strait of Hormuz. What? Why is she? You know, it's the whole world is so upside down now, isn't it? Where you've got family members of the president interviewing the press secretary, who then just eviscerates anybody that has had any opposition whatsoever, or indeed picks them up on any facts whatsoever. And this threatening tone.
Yes,
she's getting worse and worse, Caroline
Levitt. Do you think?
She's getting so threatening. It's always this threatening tone to it, like Stephen Miller. Oh dear God, they're so scary.
Trump is scheduled to meet Xi on the 31st, so that date could decide a few things. Guys, you're giving Trump too much credit. He has absolutely no oversight or perspective or vision. He's been surprised by Iran's answer.
Totally.
Yeah, no, he has. Totally. I mean, but I think he can have made huge mistakes. He can have miscalculated, but they can also pivot. Even they can pivot.
Apparently, he's going screaming mad behind the scenes with the colonels, screaming and shouting.
I think a part of him's thinking, "Fuck it, let the whole world's economies collapse. Let everyone else sort out." He doesn't want to help the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, I mean, that's for sure. He doesn't give a shit. No. That's absolutely for sure. But how we respond, and you saying his threats to NATO, you know,
he's looking for a scapegoat.
You were almost suggesting that these countries have to go with him because of the threat to NATO. But I think Europe and these other countries are starting to understand that he might say, "Oh, NATO will be threatened if you don't do this." But they also now would be aware that if they do his bidding, he could also say, "Oh, pulling out of NATO."
Yes,
because it's like my dad said yesterday: who can agree with any deal? No one can make deals with him anymore.
I think the
art of the deal.
But I think both things could be true. I think you're possibly right. On the one hand, maybe the rest of the world is just going, well, we're just not going to jump every time he asks us to jump.
Finally, they should have done that earlier.
But I do think they need to be careful, and not careful to the point that they do what he wants them to do. But I think what he's laying here is a mine. He's laying mines, land mines, sea mines.
Well, he does that continuously.
Yeah, but I promise you, I've got this. Remember, I have an instinct. Right now, it's telling me that this statement about NATO countries, it can't be about NATO itself, because NATO itself can't go into the Strait of Hormuz. But he's really talking about us, he's talking about China, he's talking about other European nations, France.
France was said
you
no.
Watch, punishment is coming.
Yes, of course, we know that.
I mean,
he walked in, and in his first week, he punished everyone, didn't he, with his tariffs?
Yes.
And of course, ultimately punishing the Americans, because a lot of Americans still don't realize that they actually pay those. I mean, America is in the finances of the MAGA base have been brutally hit already by everything he's done. And yet as like we say, it's a cult. It's a fucking cult. No matter what he does, no matter what he says. Yeah, so let's have a little read of what you guys are saying. Eman, hello, I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. Interesting theory, but I doubt Trump and Putin are in cahoots over this. America doesn't want Europe to be dependent on Russian oil and gas, and Iran is allied to Russia. But he's he's wanting these sanctions lifted on Russia, isn't it? That's where I get confused. I find the whole thing so confusing. Alan Elliott, a carrier is for defense purposes and wouldn't be any good under these circumstances. This was already discussed on board of Prince of Wales. I don't understand that. I think it was a misspell there. Francesca, I don't think he's that powerful anymore. His base has been leaving him. The Supreme Court are out to stop on his tariffs. Do you know what? 89, this was on the Rest is Politics US, 89 or 85, 89% of the administration are pro this war. And it's massively high. This was on Rest is Politics US. And right up there as well. These are polls. It's like you say, well, how was the question asked? And MAGA are absolutely pro
this. Is Kathy K?
Kathy K. So like you've got your big MAGAs, haven't you? Like Tucker Carlson and what's the Candice and this, who are very anti it, and so we've got this feeling that MAGA now is turning against it, but apparently not. MAGA base are right up there for it all.
We're just at the kind of halfway point.
If you forget about Tucker Carlson.
No, I've got the story here. I was just going to pull it in. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Helps get these independent kind of discussions out there, spreads them around. The algorithm picks them up and promotes them. On that Tucker Carlson thing, Tucker Carlson claims CIA read his texts with Iran and is framing him as a foreign agent. Even the Young Turks were talking about.
They were terrible. I mean, the video from the Young Turks was like, we are now moving into terrifying times.
We are. I mean, if Tucker Carlson gets arrested for being a sort of, what's the word when you
an agent?
Agent of another country.
He could face the death penalty, couldn't he? Depending on what state he's in, I suppose.
And because again, there's a sense that he could be a real threat to Trump if he was to run, because his America First credentials haven't gone. He just happens to agree with us on our take of Israel.
But he's a racist and a maniac. He really is. Sexist, racist.
And his immigration and approach and attitude to migration is just as reprehensible as the rest of the Republicans.
The reason why he's spoken out against Israel, the same with Marjorie Taylor Greene, is because they are MAGA first. They do want America first, and they're absolutely sick of the billions of dollars that go out to Israel. But it's not actually out of any sense of decency around what's happening to the Palestinians, not at all. And of course, he's very angry about what's happened to the Christian Palestinians.
Again, I like to describe it as we don't agree with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson happens to agree with us on the situation with Israel in the Middle East.
But if you actually think about this is so petrifying. They have, he says, tapped his phone, and he thinks he's going to be arrested.
I thought his son worked for the CIA.
Massive news.
I thought his son worked for the CIA, which could add another incredible kind of thread to the whole thing. Diary of a CEO had a CIA expert talking about what they can do in terms of hacking. Yes, they can do it through smart TVs.
Apparently, they can listen to every single one of our conversations on our phones or through our televisions.
Yeah, MRK 40.
Very boring, isn't it?
I wish I had more sympathy for Tucker Carlson, but Trump is there thanks to these people.
Yeah. Oh, I have no sympathy for him, but I have sympathy for the way the world is going. This is secret police time. This is policing people in their own homes. This is, you know, in our thousands and our millions, we're all Palestinians, right? So the data that Israel have on every single human being in Israel, in Palestine, is phenomenal. That's why they were able to do what they've done. And that is, whatever we've seen happen there can happen to any of us. As the famous poem said, first they came for, and then on and on.
Sarah Jane Greer, no, it isn't about the Palestinians or people in the Middle East. MAGA only concerned about themselves.
Absolutely. So they don't understand why all this money is going to Israel, but it's not because they give a shit about Palestinians.
Turn your phone on and off, obviously,
every
at least
single
once
day.
A day. It doesn't work against everything.
No, but it's interesting, isn't it, that it's the most foolproof way so far. That's all we've got.
Obviously, power down and then power back up. Okay, Bob Vylan. We all remember Bob Vylan, although, as the Telegraph likes to call him, Bobby Vylan. Is that his name? Is he actually called Bobby? I think it's just Bob Vylan.
It's strange that they call him Bobby Vylan, because usually when they play with names, it's to soften people, isn't it? And Bobby
is softer
than Bob Vylan.
Yeah, so Bob Vylan leads chants of death to the IDF at pro-Iran rally. Rapper joins thousands of pro-regime protesters at Al-Quds demonstration in London. I've got the clip.
No, go on then.
And I would like to conclude with death to the IDF, death to the IDF, death to the IDF, death to the IDF, death to the IDF.
Right, so you might be forgiven for thinking, oh my God, he's going to be arrested again for hate speech, for terror, for terrorizing. But you would be so wrong. But the reason why you would think that is when he chanted that in Glastonbury, the press gave so many days to it. And he talks about how his family and his friends, how they tried to destroy his career. He's now can never travel to America. The press behaved in the most despicable way with him and his family and his band, right? And yet, when they were found guilty of nothing, guess what? You hardly heard a thing about it. And so we've edited just a little bit of the video that he posted. It's just a little bit. You can watch the whole thing on his page. Just a little bit explaining actually the truth of what happened. He just had all charges dropped, right? And this is another interesting, guys. He was never arrested. Now, I bet many of you think he was arrested.
Yeah.
I certainly did before I saw his video a couple of months ago. So have a watch of this.
First of all, I need to say that we were never arrested. I was investigated for a Section 5 public order offence with no aggravation, which means there was no racial or religious attachment to the possible offence. This is the lowest level of public order offence you can commit. A Section 1 public order offence would be a riot. A Section 5 public order offence would be bad language used in a public setting that may have upset someone. The CPS says you can commit a Section 5 public order offence by, quote, causing a disturbance in a residential area or common part of a block of flats, end quote. We were not investigated for hate speech or incitement, but the lowest public order offence you can commit, punishable by a level 3 fine, which is a maximum of £1,000. The news will not report on how minor of an offence we were investigated for.
And they were not found guilty of as well.
So if you're wondering, my God, how can he do that again? There you go.
Yeah. It's quite something, isn't it? So, I mean, it's like when a media outlet or a publication has to publish an apology, they'll always put it right inside the kind of publication, 16 pages away on a day that no one knows it's there. So, you know.
But also, it's not just the media, our politicians.
Yeah.
We're going on and on and on about that. The BBC were dragged through the mud about it, weren't they? By the group. And I tell you, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Keir Starmer makes a statement about this and says it's a disgrace. I would not be at all surprised.
Well,
I think I will have to smash my head multiple times against the wall if he makes a fucking statement about this. And yet he still doesn't make any statements, still doesn't condemn so much of the horrors.
Well, he was very outspoken about how intolerable kneecap are.
Intolerable.
You know how I feel
Intolerable.
about kneecap. They're intolerable, what they relate with. And so he'll find this intolerable. He can only speak about stuff that appeals to people who read the Daily Telegraph.
I never forget, he said it was okay for Israel to turn off the water. Yeah. Never forget that. Never forgive it. Never forget it.
Okay, let's pivot towards someone who wasn't at all shy about saying what he felt at the Oscars last night on the red carpet going in. Actor Javier Bardem.
Pins you're wearing tonight?
Well, I'm wearing a pin that I used in 2003 with the Iraq war, which was an illegal war, and we are here 23 years after with another illegal war created by Trump and Netanyahu, never with another lie, which is like to defeat the regime, but they are radicalizing the regime by their horrific actions. So that's not the reason, as it was not the reason weapons of mass destruction in 2003. So, and also the Palestine symbolism of resistance.
I love him.
And then, of course, when he was on the podium, when they were announcing an award or the nominations for an award, he did this.
No to war and free Palestine.
Of course,
she did, bless her. She didn't know what to do. Like, oh God. Yeah. If I'm looking like I'm agreeing with no war, oh God.
I think she was smiling. So I think.
What movie deal could I lose?
Do you think she was thinking, what will my agent say? Yes.
Of course. He's the only one.
Yes, no, absolutely, he is the only one.
And they're all people with wealth beyond their wildest dreams. They've already tasted all the joys that life has to offer, and they will not put their fucking necks on the line. No. Jesus Christ.
Priyanka Chopra is the next to him. Yeah, I don't know. I think she kind of was in agreement. In a world of Chalamet's Beer Bardem, says Francisca Bastos.
Yeah, exactly.
Priyanka Chopra is phony as hell, says MRK40. Reverend Wolf VIP, let's start this. The entire government are cannibalistic demons. It begs the question, which demon are you voting in next?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Chris, kudos to the great and brave Javier Bardem, free Palestine.
It's really important, these people that have got the bravery to stand up and say something. If they go and see their films or buy a ticket, even if you can't go, because we have to show that it doesn't have to end your life, end your career, end everything. If you believe in speaking up for people that are desperate, that have no one and nothing, why should that be the end of your fucking career? Jesus Christ.
I just want to play you this clip by from the director of The Voice of Hind Rajab. She speaks to an absolute kind of outrage surrounding her star actor of her film that was nominated for Best International Picture. Sentimental Value won. I thought that was a real safe play there by the Academy.
I love it.
Together with all my actors, they are wonderful. And my lead actor is not here. It's not because he don't want to be here. It's because he's Palestinian. And we know that there is a ban decided by Donald Trump to ban Palestinians to enter the United States. So we are here without our lead artist celebrating art. So you see, this red carpet is not disconnected from the rest of the world.
I really appreciate you sharing all that. And thank you so much for talking to me. I hope you have a wonderful night tonight, despite everything else going on and him not being.
Oh, I'm really glad with you sharing that with me tonight with everything that's going. Don't ask the director of such an important and political film about the slaughter of a child and then go into fucking panic mode and try and tie it up like some god-awful fucking breakfast show. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I hadn't heard that.
Roxy Voxy, I'd like to challenge you on this, actually. To be fair, The Voice of Hind Rajab is an absolutely groundbreaking film. And in fact, I would argue that it's, to say it's not a great film is to lean into the idea that it's just telling or using archival footage. It's an incredibly innovative piece of filmmaking that blurs the boundaries between documentary and drama. And that's not because of it being about something that matters to us very, very meaningfully, Palestine in general, the story of Hind Rajab. But it does something technically very clever, and it does something emotionally very clever. It's very hard to access emotional truth. Obviously that's what actors do. They're looking for the emotional truth of a story, a character, a narrative arc, etc. And in this film, you have the most inflammatory and sensational and deeply traumatizing truth in that these actors are acting against and alongside the actual voice of a young girl who was killed. So I would argue it's potentially, and it's not being talked about in these terms, quite a radical piece of filmmaking.
Because he uses her real voice for the 3 hours that she was on that phone. The actors had not heard her voice, had not heard the 3 hours until they were actually performing against it. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying, oh God, Hind Rajab should have won. I'm not saying that, but because I don't, I know what I like and what I don't like. I couldn't go into the whys or wherefores really about what film should have won. But just to go back to what I was saying there, Mark, because actually that really did inflame me. That really made me cross, because that is the way that the world responds to me personally, actually. When I talk about Palestine, oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, change the fucking subject, move away, move on. Move on. Did you actually hear what that woman just said? If you do, you shouldn't be. Yeah, has it landed? Don't go and ask her the damn question. Yeah. If you're just standing there, go away. Go away. Go away and go and ask somebody about their shoes or about their fucking diet to make them thin enough to be able to walk on the road. Do not go up there and talk to a brilliant director, highly respected, who was emotional. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That to me sums up the whole fucked up world. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
agree. Entirely agree. It's the vacuous emptiness of the system not being able to cater for the severity of the situation. And you're right. Don't ask the fucking questions. Don't get her over for a vox pop if you're not going to have something meaningful to say.
So dignified in her response, that director, the way she just put her head down. Oh, I see. I'm just talking to a fucking idiot who knows nothing. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
It just makes me so angry.
Another moment from last night. Obviously, this is kind of stepping away. I think Bardem was the high point of opposition to the current state of the world and flagging up the politics. Jessie Buckley's speech, she had I thought there was a very moving moment in her speech regarding all mothers and all women.
Dedicate this to the beautiful chaos of a mother's heart. We all come from a lineage of women who continue to create against all odds. Thank you for recognizing me in this role. This is the greatest honor. I can't even believe it.
I'm sorry, I'm just disappointed. I love Jessie Buckley. I always go and see all her films. She did the opening on one of the Hind Rajab screen.
I felt there could have been something.
Just something.
I must have.
It's like, because to me, all this that I think about her being because she's been engaged in the Palestinian thing. It's not like I'm saying every single person you're engaged, but not here, not when you're standing there with the absolute world watching. You don't have to do something rah, 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 but just a line. I can't help it, but I'm so disappointed.
I know. I mean, I think I get what you're saying. I suppose I've had longer to kind of marinate in the lack of any kind of politicization from anyone. And forever and a day, one can call out everyone. Absolutely. I mean, I was delighted to see that she won. I was delighted for Ireland, and I thought it was a beautiful quote about the kind of chaotic heart of a mother, and it is. She was pregnant making the film. But you're right. I
think it was just like chaotic heart of a mother. What are you talking about? Talk about the chaos. It's just like it's just like, I'm going to just do a tiny little bit, but I'm going to make sure that nothing in my career is affected whatsoever. And so it just makes me, if I hadn't seen her at Hind Rajab screening, standing on the stage, speaking in a political and moving way, and then you get up there and it's like nothing. Just my opinion, I'm just disappointed.
MRK40, what's the point of
Irish.
having a power and privilege if you don't use your platform to?
But it's even worse if you just are engaged, because she was at the Hind Rajab screening, she was making speech. If you were engaged, but you're not going to say a line for those people.
You have a platform even about the women around the world who are being killed. What she said was meaningless.
Meaningless. It was just like, oh, the chaotic heart of a mother. No, the chaotic fucking lives of so many mothers on this day to day.
Sarah Jane Greer, what about the mothers in Palestine? So many dead children. I mean, I suppose I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I suppose the only reason I'm hesitating and I'm not as kind of ferocious as you about it is I think it's not surprising. I'm not surprised. And do we ignore? No. I mean, I'm talking about the fact that we know that Javier Bardem was bold and brave enough. Does that mean everything else in the Oscars is completely dismissible?
Well, what I want to say is, first, I think the word ferocious is the wrong word. I am
rightly so.
I'm so upset. And I am glad I'm upset. And I'm glad that I still get shocked and surprised. And I always want to have belief that there is more good than bad in people. And I really looked up to her, and I really, really believed she was going to say something. And what she did was just fluff. It was this business we call show. And it's disappointed me deeply.
Okay, well, I mean, I have to say, as she stood up, when I was watching it last night, there was the slimmest hope. I wasn't expecting it, but part of me just thought, you never know. Right at the end, she might have just chanted "Free Palestine" or something.
The chaos of mothers across the, the chaotic heart of being a mother. It's like, oh, shut up.
Did she say anything at the BAFTAs? I don't know. I didn't see her speech there. Okay, well, there we go. I do have a clip of Michael B. Jordan in an Inside Out, but I don't think I'll show that because I think it speaks to, again, the dissonance. There is a dissonance, I think, between the Oscars per se and the state of the world. It does feel slightly perverted.
It just highlights why we are in this world, that we're in this sick adoration of just a class above everybody else.
Tanya Bartlett, now can I ask, if you won an award and was on stage for TV, would you say something now about Palestine and children, not numbers?
Do you know what? Nobody would have me anywhere because they know I would. That's what I would say. I wouldn't be fucking invited to anything because they know I would, because they know that I am not fucking swayed.
There's your answer. You asked the question, she knocks it back at you.
Oh my God, like if I wanted, I wouldn't give a shit about the award. I would just think, what would I say, Mark? I'd say, oh my God, I can say something. That would be my first thought. I could say something.
Like you did at the Paul Mescal premiere, you held your hands up and then the Daily Mail had you as a Hamas supporter. If they could have CGI'd a Hamas bandana onto your head, they would have done, but there we go. Do you want to end with a funny? Shall we end with a funny?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's Melania, a Melania funny skit. Here we go.
This is the woman that we showed you before. Actually, she's a comedian. She does really good impressions of Charlie Kirk's wife. What's her name? Charlie Kirk's wife.
This is Melania.
What's her name though?
Yeah, Erica Kirk.
Yes.
Of women very important for America to be best. As visionary, I know success is not overnight to be born. It take discipline.
I've got to do one of these.
Passion. Many order of Big Mac to make freedom come.
Shoes.
Oh, and stroke of genius. At top, First Lady is lonely. I get question asked many times. I say, at time to be lonely, but I follow passion, like reading book. I like to read for creativity, to dance. It help maintain focus, to have mind, say, dancing, Walter Reed, dancing to YMCA, freedom to me, and sing. This country full of women who have passion and play roles like First Lady, not First Lady. All my roles are passion to me. Mother, philanthropist, entrepreneur, maker to film, and supporter of who ya may be. Women, remember one thing, if from speech to take. Curiosity is power. Take risks and go to good lawyer, stat. Now I would like to welcome a man who always has hand on development of women in career to put them in position close to power all his life. Please welcome President Trump.
Very good.
I want to do
Very
one
good.
of those. I'm going to do one
Very
of
good.
those.
She literally does pop all words in different orders.
She
doesn't It's like you
does.
throw they throw them in the air and the words loud. Lots of support for everything you're saying there, Nads. A lot of support for your sentiment. Don't look, I spend many times on these lives speaking with the same ferocity, calling out the same. I'm not sat here pretending that we shouldn't care. I think someone's saying it, we've got to keep getting, oh, absolutely. The question I'm sometimes asking, and it's a difficult one, is in what sets of circumstances, in what events, and at what times does one, even if it's for oneself, not the state of the world, need to see and hear it all, everything we want everyone to be saying. And it does feel absolutely at the Oscars that you have an absolute prime time opportunity to challenge the status quo, challenge the received narratives. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel had a great quote about CBS. He had a great moment where he pushed back against Trump's egregious attempts to kind of curtail the press freedom. We had Conan O'Brien said something along the lines of, none of the pedophiles in America are being held to account, whilst they all are in the UK. Given that, and I think given the fact that those two things were said and were baked into their speeches, something about the situation in Palestine absolutely makes sense, of course. So I get it. I get where you're coming from. Like I said before, Mark, an idea for green politicians, says Tanya Bartlett. Imagine what dark secrets Melania could reveal to the world, says Oxidus.
Get the wig out, Nadia. Give us a laugh. I think I've got to do something.
Yeah,
Mark.
get the wig. I think we need a Melania.
What colour is her hair?
We could call it Meladia.
Meladia.
Meladia. We've got it. We've got her name.
We've got it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Mark, you can write it
Meladia.
for me.
Meladia. Because people call you Nadia.
Yeah, Meladia.
Yes.
Meladia speaks.
Well, shall we end on Erica Kurt then, given that we've had...
Yeah.
Let's have another funny, shall we?
She's so good, this girl. Oh, have we got her name?
Here we go. Is it the same woman?
Didn't see you there. And for International Women's Day, I wanted to give you a list of women that I want you to stop and pay attention to. As my Charlie, as you know, he was a champion of people who challenged the status quo. Since September 10th, I've seen firsthand just how women are treated when they're misunderstood. So for this International Women's Day, I want to share with you a list with no explanation of misunderstood women. Casey Anthony, Blake Lively, Tyra Banks, Carolyn Bryant, Donham, Tanya Harding, Riley Gaines, Deborah Messing, Yolanda Saldivar, Sydney Sweeney, Ivanka, Jenny McCarthy, Roseanne Barr, Valentina Gomez, of course Ghislaine Maxwell. Didn't say that. Cheryl Hines, Elizabeth Holmes, Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Caroline Levitt, of course, Melania Trump. Let's not forget the woman who I share everything with. In the spirit of my Charlie, I would like to dedicate today to celebrating all of these misunderstood women. If you are not one of these women and you are making false accusations about a widow, I need you to stop. And also, you can always donate.
So her name is, it's quite awkward. Liz and Drav Comedy. So awkward.
LIS and Rav Comedy. LIS.
Liz and Rav Comedy.
But not with a
Liz
Z,
and
with
Rav.
an S.
Yeah, Liz and Rav Comedy. On that note, just quickly, I saw a clip yesterday of, did you know the United Nations invited Ghislaine Maxwell as an expert some years ago?
I saved the reel of it with her giving quite a number of times. She was invited
which makes you
in.
wonder just what they have on all the people at the UN.
We should play that tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes, we both saved it, but we didn't do it.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Something will be landing on the channel later. And
Go Maladia.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Maladia is incoming.
Where can we get a big American flag?
I don't